Are you a lover of all things dark and creepy, of graveyards and monsters, haunted houses and spooky legends? Then welcome to Lore. I'm Aaron Mankey. For close to 10 years now, I've been sharing history's darkest stories with millions of listeners around the world. Tune in each week as we explore the folklore, ghost tales, and local legends that delivered the chills you're looking for. Learn more and subscribe today over at lorepodcast.com.
Who put the clocks back? Who? It's forward, isn't it? Fuck. Hi, my name's David Quantick, and I am one of the many co-hosts of the Old Fools podcast. Have we got a show for you? I mean, probably. Here's one of the other co-hosts, Ian Martin.
Hello. Yes, I'm sorry. I appear to be on a fucking phone call as well at the same time. No, decline. Fuck off. Sorry.
It's Ian's first day at the call centre.
I can't even see you now.
Where am I?
Yes, who put the fucking world back? Okay, my great pleasure to welcome back Laura Shavin, actor, broadcaster, legend, people smuggler, and we're very delighted to have her with us. And we're all wearing cheap shirts, so
yes.
You can't see this at home, but take my word for it.
It's delightful to be here. Thank you very much for inviting me back.
Oh, it's lovely to have you back. It's so easy when you know someone and they're back for the second time. Really good. Right, what's been happening?
I suppose my first thing would be, I've made lists, I have lists here, is obviously Mother's Day yesterday, where the chaos that is Mother's Day, where every single table and every single restaurant is completely booked up and nobody can afford it and all that sort of stuff. But obviously mothers are pleased because they see their children who don't speak to them for the rest of the year. But I was thinking, it occurred to me that maybe we should stagger Mother's Day just to make it a little less pressurized on the establishments, the restaurants, and also the people who take their mothers out there. So maybe the prices wouldn't be so high. Because like in France, they stagger the school holidays. They divide the country into three, and so they start 1 week apart.
They are mental, though, the French. I mean, no offence.
To whom? The French?
Yeah, the French.
But it means they don't pay as much when they go on holiday, possibly. Oh. And that's what I'm thinking in terms of like restaurants and stuff. It's expensive and you know, and difficult to get a table. So I was thinking maybe we should stagger Mother's Day.
Okay.
My first thought was, I know what we should do. We should stagger it by age. So, for example, mothers over the age of 80 could go, you know, on that day. And then you could target the food. You know,
target the what?
You could target the food.
Food. Oh, so you could have brawn and... You
could have like more softer food, for example, much more liquidized food.
Soup.
Yeah, a lot of soup on the 80s plus. But, and then, you know, for the mothers who perhaps are under 30, the chances are they've got their kids are a lot younger. So maybe the chicken nugget kind of based menu. And then I realized that obviously people have grandparents and grandchildren, and it was a terrible idea. So forget that one. But,
my mind is just full of a galaxy of ages and food now.
Yeah, I quite like the old ones, the over 80s. You can have this like IV restaurant where the food is delivered in entirely liquid form.
Yeah.
But the main issue for me with your otherwise brilliant plan is because there are so many you haven't even mentioned your teenage mothers, your pram pushers. I mean, staggering. It could go on all year. It's like, okay, Mother's Day, how old are you? 17. 17. All right, I can book you in on August the 9th and you can have a Mackie D. Thank you.
Yeah, well, but that way the restaurants get to make more money rather than having to do it all in one day and turn people away. And everybody, there's no pressure. Well, there's less pressure if you want to go out on a day that happens to be Mother's Day and you can't, for whatever reason, celebrate it. Maybe your mother is no longer with you, or you're not talking to them, or you've lost a child or something. You know, you can't really go anywhere, any of the restaurants, if you're one of those people, because you're just reminded it's just mother's stuff everywhere. And this way, there's a little bit of mothers everywhere, and it's less kind of in your face the whole time.
But, I mean, if you split them up alphabetically, it'd be a nightmare, wouldn't it? I mean, the admin involved in a restaurant taking a call. Yes, could I have your surname, please? Yes. Sorry, what is it? It's Martin. Sorry, we only go up to end this Sunday.
But imagine the relief when you sort of get to the end. It's like, so Yeah, so what are we now? X. We'll be fine. Hi, this is Mrs. Xerxes here. Oh, for fuck's sake. What about Z? Mrs. Ziggy Zvizniev.
But if you have signs of the zodiac, that's only 12. So that you could have one month.
You have sorry, no offence. Signs of the zodiac.
You just made up a star sign. Oh, are you Sagittarius? Oh, yeah.
Your Mother's Day is on March the 3rd. Also, that way you could have the Mother's Day like 6 months away from the birthday. So, you know, you got a definite split between the two celebrations. So you get good 2 celebrations a year. Rather than, say, if you're born just before Mother's Day, then it's like I'm born just before Christmas, which is, you know, one present. Don't get me started. But so for Mother's Day, they definitely get two different things.
Isn't it a way, Christmas, isn't it really the ultimate Mother's Day? I mean, we are celebrating nativity. Also, I've just realised that a great comeback for the customer at the restaurant, if the guy says, we're only going up to N, is that, yeah, I just fucking told you my surname's Martin, so that comes within the...
Would we apply this to all... I mean, because you've got Father's Day, which Father's Day is really
that's
like...
bollocks, that's fucking bollocks.
Nobody
It's
does
like those
Father's
towns
Day.
that have got... I'm not going to offend anyone with my knowledge of football because I haven't got one. But it's like those towns have got 2 football teams. It's like Manchester United and Everton and, you know, Leeds United and Bristol Rovers and Sheffield Wednesday and Exeter. So it's like Father's Day is kind of the insert name of football team in town that isn't very good compared to Mother's Day is great. You know, we did Mother's Day. We went out, we had a lovely lunch. Everyone was there. There were cards and stuff. Father's Day, you get to look at a picture of a Volkswagen.
Yeah.
That's quite specific.
And you get a card with a child playing golf in the back of a 1930s sports car while drinking a pint of bitter.
Yeah, listeners, if you were at the derby game between Manchester United and Everton, please do let us know how it went. I do this thing every year called Remember Mums, which is much simpler because the only criterion is that they have to be dead, and I read out their names in church. That's really simple. Have you got a dead mum? Yes, you're in.
What about ghosts? I mean, there should be a Mother's Day for ghosts.
No, you mentioned ghosts there, David Quantick.
Yeah, I know.
I'm reminded of the recent sentencing of 2 young men for nicking the Paddington statue or whatever.
The front of the Paddington statue.
Yeah, exactly.
They left his arse.
No, what they left was this kind of ghostly presence.
Yes.
A gunmetal grey presence, which defined an absence, which once again proves that Paddington Bear, the voice of palliative care, is the ideal bridge between this awful secular society and the divine. They nicked him, but they left the most important bit.
His arse.
It's not a fucking arse. It's a wraith. It's a grey wraith, a remembrance, but also a looking forward to the afterlife.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Paddington Bear
and his arse.
Our new spiritual leader. I couldn't believe it. Shut up. The lovely Janine Gibson pointed out that he was the subject of thought for the day, and she referenced the judge's remarks where he says he represents kindness, tolerance, and promotes integration and acceptance in our society. And your actions were the antithesis of everything Paddington stands for.
What the fuck?
And I thought I'll go back and listen to Thought for the Day because I never listened to it. I went back and there's this Anglican priest, and she's basically. I'm thinking she's not going to go there. She put him in the ring with Jesus. She's basically saying, I tell you who else stood for kindness, tolerance. Yeah. And they slugged it out for 4 minutes on the Today programme.
It's like Alan Bennett. And in a way, isn't Paddington like our Lord Jesus Christ? He was born in a far-off land. He didn't know his mother and father. He came here and was taken in. And the weird thing is, somebody else pointed out on Blue Sky, you can tell we're not doing our own research here. And they said, Paddington, in the books, I'm extemporizing, is a fucking bastard. What does he do? He runs a bath for 5 hours and floods the entire... Jesus never did that. No. You didn't. If Jesus came around your house and said, can I have a bath? You didn't run the risk of flooding Bethlehem.
Yeah.
Paddington,
Also-
he was a troublemaker. He was a disruptor.
Did you see the picture? There was a picture on the BBC website of when the police had managed to find Paddington, that they retrieved him, and basically there's a picture of an empty police car with Paddington sitting in the front seat, the driver's seat, holding a marmalade sandwich. He looks like Paddington's on a stakeout. It is the most bizarre picture, but underneath it just says, Paddington in a police car. It's really serious.
Giving people a hard stare through binoculars.
Yes, exactly.
They took the Paddington Bear statue, pissed up shitheads. Then they got a taxi back to this RAF base with the thing. And I just, did the taxi driver not say, "Oh, what do you got there, lads?" I mean, it's a fucking great.
He probably thought, you know what it's like. You have a busy afternoon. You go out, you meet Paddington in the pub. You invite him back in for a bit of gear. Stay up all night.
And a bath.
Yeah, the great thing for me was that you described them as pissed up twats. They are, in fact, RAF engineers, which is a real mindfuck for the jigsaw people. You know, the jigsaw people, the ones who buy jigsaws of quaint English villages that never existed, with Spitfires flying overhead as Postman Pat opens the letterbox and Paddington is there with a can of Nando's beer. But yeah, they were, and so the head fuck is it's Paddington, but also it's our brave boys in blue. It's the RAF, who are basically Jesus in aeroplanes. They're Jesus of World War II. Yeah. So it must be quite difficult because you're kind of going, it's just youthful high spirits. It's the RAF. But no.
I don't know. The more you think about it, actually, the easier it would be to update those Bible stories if you had Paddington instead of Jesus. Okay. And 5,000 people gathered in Battersea Park. And Paddington, make the people sit down. And what do we have to eat? We just have these 3 marmalade sandwiches, and they all go round, and they come back, and there's like 12 marmalade sandwiches.
The day that Paddington turned water into even more water.
Okay, just one little thing before we leave Paddington alone.
Yeah,
Thames Valley Police. Thames Valley Police.
Thames Valley Police.
Oh, that I'd like to see.
Thames Valley Police confirmed the statue did appear for sale on Facebook Marketplace.
What?
Hang on. What? But did not investigate further as it was recovered from the boot of a car.
Sir, you know that statue we're looking for? It's been advertised for sale on Facebook. Nah, don't worry about it.
Absolute idiots.
Barry Cryer had a rule, by the way, about topical comedy. He said it took 3 days in the old days for an audience to get a topical joke, because the first time they hear it, they're sort of absorbing the story. Donald Trump sleeps with cats. The second day, they process it. Oh, Donald Trump slept with a cat. The third day, he claimed, is the day that you can make the joke, because it's sunk in. And with that in mind, I think I'm just going to basically do the 98th anniversary of the Hegseth WhatsApp type tweets, because I'm going to pretend that I've been receiving some too throughout the show. So first one, guys, Nando's is doing Dr. Pepper's now. P.S. We just bombed Yemen. We'll be coming back to that. Laura, do you have more?
Yes, well, you were talking about Hegseth, who is the human Scrabble excuse. I've got, it is a work, really. Yeah, I've got 2 H's. The whole emoji thing, because obviously it wasn't, although he didn't do the emojis, Michael Waltz did the emojis. But I have been meaning to come on this podcast to complain, because this is the perfect podcast to complain.
We love complaints.
Exactly. And I've been storing this up for ages. Emojis are too small, and that's why I can't. The apps that I use, the WhatsApp or whatever, you can't do that thing where you scrunch them up and they get bigger, so you can look at the details of the face to know that you're sending the appropriate reaction to something. It drives me bananas. Now, I know the reason I brought that up because of Pete Hegseth was because obviously they had emojis in their Signal chat. Yeah. They had I think I've written down here. What do they have? A punch, a flag, and a fire, and the US flag, which was just ridiculous. I mean, obviously they know how to use, or maybe they don't know how to use emojis, but it's too stressful, and I want there to be an emoji like advisory service that you can contact and say, look, this is a situation. I'm making a joke about my ex-boyfriend, or I'm making a joke about somebody being a bit shit, but I want to show them that I'm joking, but I'm not mocking them. Which is the right smile? Should there be a tear of laughter? Is that too naff? Because you can't see, they're too small.
I just always basically do the same emoji, which is the man in glasses doing a goofy face.
Yeah, but which man in glasses doing a goofy face? There's several of them.
What you need, Laura, is large print emojis.
Yes.
No.
Like you get at the library with the Catherine Cookson novels. Enormous emojis.
Yes. Or just so that you can examine the face. And
Laura Shavin's enormous emojis. This week, needing the toilet while talking to an ex-boyfriend.
But I'm with you on this. I can't see what they are. And when they have those faces with the expressions, I don't even know what expression I'm supposed to be seeing. And for years, I thought the clapping emoji, I thought it was a hand waving because it's so small. And
because it's on the side like that, isn't it? It's like, this is obviously an audio podcast, but it's on the side.
Yeah.
So, that could be a wave.
All these years, I've been thinking, why is he waving at me when he was just saying, "Oh, well done"?
Well, he's just applauding you. All these people applauding you. That's what they're doing.
The same with the prayer thing, the prayer emoji.
Oh yeah,
that's supposed to say thank you, but I just assume
or please.
I think the thing is that we need emojis for OAPs, old people, because old people's conversations are entirely different to young people's conversations.
Let's call them grey emojis.
Ooh, very good.
I've got some here, actually. Question mark plus twirling dancer plus old man and woman plus calendar plus pine tree is it twirly to ask if you're coming to ours for Christmas this year? I've got aubergine plus devil holding trident plus golf club plus shower plus spinning circle plus water trickling. Fucking hell, just pop me whooshing out on the rotary clothesline. Now it's pissing down. Last one. Bear plus person with hand up plus mousetrap plus bath plus stopwatch. Bear with me, I can't get out of the bath at the moment.
A lot of these, and I have to be brutally honest, a lot of these remind me of those things when you're a kid, you think you can read hieroglyphics. And you look at it, the Egyptian Tutankhamun, you go, okay, that's a pharaoh, that's an eagle, that's a bird. I have no idea what's going on. Yeah. That's possibly a unicycle. Yeah. And what really got me this week as a near pensioner is the Daily Mail did a drug emoji guide.
Oh, yeah.
And it's fantastic. Some of it makes sense, like the types of drugs. A picture of a pill is a pill. Purity of drugs, fire, that's a very popular phrase. Cannabis is a bit confusing because while there are things like leaves and obviously cakes, and there's also a grey doggy. I don't know what that's got to do with it. There's also shamrock, which I suppose is meant to represent a cannabis leaf. But the best one, I think, is ketamine. It's just a horse.
Yeah, but it's not just a horse. It's just a horse's head. It looks like a severed head. So is it a mafia warning not to touch ket? Or what?
No, it's a reference to, as the famous T-shirt says, ketamine, only fools and horses.
Yeah,
I was quite impressed by these.
I love that T-shirt.
You were?
Yeah, I was. I've just got another pretend message from the Hegseth man. I am in Russia getting a happy ending off a lady who is in love with me.
That's not in emojis, though, is it? Because I'd like to hear what that emoji list would be.
According to the Daily Mail, sexting, some include a peach with an obvious bottom crack, an aubergine, what I hope is liquid tears, and 2 cherries.
I don't think it's liquid tears.
The trouble is, every time the Daily Mail publishes a guide to what the young people are saying, it's usually like 25 years out of date. So they're just going to come up with new things. So for cocaine, they just have like Dancing Man. That one looks like John Travolta, and 2 explosions, and it'll be Disco Bang Bang. And nobody will know what Disco Bang Bang is, except people under 20. Well, they all do now. I've just let you in on a little secret. I said, what I always text to my dealer is Disco Bang Bang ?
Do you text that in words?
No, in emojis, in grey emojis.
To be honest, knowing you, it's probably like a formal letter. Dear sir, I wish to acquire some Disco Bang Bang. Here is my telephone number. Reedsdale 7575. Yours sincerely, a state pensioner.
Talking of White House and communications and whatnot, have you seen the White House social media account lately? It's like some frat.
of course I
It's
have. No, I
ridiculous. It's like some frat boy sending texts to his mates. So there's this picture of JD Vance on a firing range with a fucking assault rifle, and it says, "Yeah, just the vice president sending some freedom seeds downrange. Doesn't get more American than that." So we're clearly
Freedom seeds.
Yeah, you heard. That's what bullets are now.
That's revolting.
Yeah, we're clearly in for more of this. So what else could Vance be doing that it doesn't get more American than? Well, I'll tell you, shall I? A day in the life of J.D. Vance. 9 a.m., hoists the Stars and Stripes in his garden, salutes it, cries, fires a howitzer in the general direction of Europe, kills 5 people in a parking lot east of Washington. 11, appears on Fox News to announce the immediate removal of rainbows from all waterfalls using intelligent aerosol technology. 12, surprise Times Square walkthrough, murdering any characters from Sesame Street with a vintage Colt revolver. I could go on. I might do later.
I think, to me, I mean, we all hear things differently. Freedom seeds to me is just wanking, isn't it?
That's what happens at 3 p.m. 3 p.m.
Oh, really? Oh, you've got that scheduled.
I might as well finish it. I might as well fucking finish it now.
Apple Newton.
Yeah, shut up. 1 p.m., hosts a lunch for 12 people, but no one else is invited. He just eats it all himself. Doesn't get more American than that. 3 p.m., afternoon wank. He sends some freedom seeds in the direction of a deep fake porn video of Michelle Obama flipping burgers with a hunting knife. 4 p.m. prayers, 5 p.m. thoughts, 7 p.m. killing spree, 11 p.m. accidental fentanyl overdose. Doesn't get more American than that.
Did you just say thoughts in there? Was it 5 p.m. thoughts?
Yeah. After 4 p.m. prayers.
Oh, I see. Thoughts. Right. Just think, wow.
Prayers, thoughts, killing spree, accidental fentanyl overdose. Doesn't get more American than that.
My favourite JD Sports, as I call him hilariously.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, there you go. I'm just throwing it away. Just throwing away throwaway line there. JD Sport. My favourite thing is that he went with his lackeys to Greenland and nobody wanted to meet him. But the best bit was he went door to door. And do you remember the old Victoria Wood sketch which Jim Broadbent played, a kind of Jehovah's Witness, and he'd just sort of go to people's doors and he'd knock and he'd go, "Hello, would you like to talk about Jesus?" And I just imagine that's JD Vance. "Hello, would you like to talk about my freedom seeds?" And the Greenlanders are like, "Nah." Because I imagine that's Greenland for no.
Yeah.
Nah. Close the door. "Hello, would you like to talk to me about, I don't know."
Why does he sound like fucking Steptoe? I don't know.
He doesn't. That's not Steptoe. "This is Steptoe, you dirty old man. Oh, Harold." Mind you, that would work because Donald Trump's kind of got a bit of, "Oh, Harold." Can you imagine him addressing this? "Oh, Harold, I've got to sit in the bath. Let's divide the house in two. Oh, you dirty old man."
Brilliant.
I could totally get on New Faces for that.
Vance, when he was going up the steps back into the plane on the way back from Greenland, he was doing that thing that Trump always does, which is waving to nobody and doing that pointing thing, like, I see you in the crowd, Jeff, or whatever. And I wish we'd had a reverse shot of that because he's obviously waving to emptiness. And he's pointing at some fucking penguin or something.
No, but I mean, it really is the equivalent of when you go and see a stand-up and they try and include you in with the random thing. They're going to like, aeroplanes, they've got wings. You know what I'm talking about, don't you, sir? And some terrified person in the audience like, "What the fuck? Don't include me in this."
I think most people on Twitter or Blue Sky probably done much better stuff than me. But when I saw that WH Smith had been sold and was rebranding, Modelo, is that the name of the company that are buying them?
Yeah,
but
Modelo.
Nobody had worked out, obviously, clearly to me, nobody had sort of thought it through. So by the time the press conference came along and somebody said, "So what are you going to call it?" It really sounds like they went, yes. They obviously hadn't thought about it. And they went, yes, of course, WH Smith will become Jones, T.G. Jones. It really was a very bad sort of thinking on the fly example. So obvious.
It's like going to the post office to get a package. It's like, "Hello, do you have a copy of A High Street Shop by W.H. Smith?"
I'm afraid
no.
not. Is that Paddington Bear again?
No, it's
calling
Jones.
this fucking shop
T.G. Jones. Who's stolen my arse?
Look,
Terrible.
you can say W.H. Smith quickly. W.H. Smith, W.H. Smith, but you cannot say J.J. Jones. But okay, J.J. Jones, J.J. Jones, T.J. Jones.
I mean, it's just the most random name. It's not always like Marks and Spencer's is going to be called M and X.
Yeah.
If anyone's listening at home and has some hilarious takes on rebadging, please let us know at Old Fools Pod, bluesky.com limited.
I just like the idea they had a meeting like, okay, guys, run it up the flagpole. What do we call W.H. Smith? Someone goes, how about F.W. Fuck Budgie? Okay, great. Put it out there. Maybe a little more like the original name. W.H. Shit. No, a little further away. T.G. Shit. Getting there.
But why did they have to keep two initials and a surname and a one-syllable surname? Surely, if they're going to change the name, change it. Not sort of keep it really, really close, but not close enough to be. T.G. Jones doesn't sound like W.H. Smith, really, but it's the same it's the same components as W.H. Smith. It just seems it's just like the worst of every world, basically. Yeah. Change it completely, or make it, like you say, W.H. shit or something that sounds
W.H.
like
shit. I would go there.
I would definitely go there.
Did anybody see that? More. Did anyone see that fucking brilliant thing on Blue Sky? Which I think is the best single shot gag I've ever seen on any social media platform whatsoever. It's clearly a game. Looks like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire or something. Someone's had a punt at the right answer.
I haven't seen this.
And he's looking into the distance and he thinks, I've got this nailed. And he's got the right answer. And the question is, which novel starts, the sweat was lashing off his sit boy. He was trembling. A, Strangers on a Train. B, Train Spotting. Or C, the one he selected, The Railway Children. and he's got this look on his face. He's thinking, yeah, Railway Children, sick boy, must have been one of them. Yeah, I'm having that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
It's just purely genius. Although I should point out for the record, there are generally 4 available answers on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Oh, something else then.
Confidence followed by... Imagine he was like going, I'm afraid that's the wrong answer. What the fuck? Actually, Jeremy, what the fuck? No, it's clearly the wrong... And do you think that it's the horrible... It's Clarkson, isn't it? Do you think Clarkson did the voice in the way that Ian did? Let's come in, all for me. Or do you think he did it in his... The sweat was coming off, sick boy, in fucking waves. Choose life.
You're doing a lot of impressions tonight.
I know, they're very bad, aren't they?
Why are they all the same one?
Well, I didn't know you were that versatile.
He's not.
Clearly, I'm not.
He's literally not. It's the only thing he can do is David Quantick doing a voice. It's a perfect example every single time.
Listen, fucko, I did the audiobook for Train Spotting. It was the sun was sweating off.
Hey,
fat boy.
Oh, hey. Brilliant.
Oh, God, can you imagine
if you are
got
Scottish, please get in touch.
Yeah, we have a helpline. Oh, I've just received another imaginary text.
Lovely.
Which one is KFC and which one is KGB? I think I just gave our nuclear codes to a kid in Alabama. Oh, that's a real one. Satire.
Nobody can move to London like they did in the old days and live in somewhere really cheap and shitty and find themselves and create a band and all that other stuff. So my very simple solution is to just move the capital of England back to where it was originally in Tamworth, which is right in the middle of the country. And then you can leave.
Wait. Tamworth, where the pigs come from, and
That's,
Julian
yes.
Cope. That was the capital of England.
Not many people know this. Not
I'm
many
one of
people
them.
know this, and you're one of them, and we're all one of them except me.
Why are you doing Ewan McGregor now?
Okay, so in the 8th century, King Offa declared
of the
himself.
Dyke.
Oh my God! Yes, him, Mr. Dyke.
I'm just catching up.
Offa, King Offa, declared
He was special. He was a special Offa. Sorry.
Wow. Well, that was well worth an interruption. The special offer. Yeah, King Special. You idiot. Declared himself Rex Anglorum, King of all England. in the late 8th century. And everyone pretends this never happened. Everyone says, oh, well, the first capital was Winchester, I think. But it wasn't. It was up here in the Midlands and North, in what is now wherever, I don't know.
Ian, reel back. You lost your thread.
I've lost my mind. Anyway, he got it all wrong the first time round because he built a big wall separating England from Wales. And now we want to be more, inclusive. And, we're all about diversity and equality and inclusivity. So obviously no one's going to build a wall anymore. But, yeah, if you move the capital up to Tamworth, where house prices are really quite low, then you can leave London to the oligarchs and the tourists and the gangsters and everybody else who lives there, and we'll have a nice, cosy fucking capital up here in the Midlands. Mercia, that's the kingdom I was trying to remember.
Oh, it worked for me. Speaking as a Londoner, quite happily get rid of most of the people that are in London, bring the prices down. That'd be fine for me. I'm just worried for the pigs. Where would the pigs go? The Tamworth pigs.
In a special porcine palace on the site of the old Tamworth palace that King Offa built for himself.
It'd be kind of good because you remember when people like Geoffrey Archer, who were lords and they had their lordages, peerages stripped away and their honours. It'd be quite nice if London woke up one day and they said, "Dear London, you are no longer the capital city. You are just a big shithole with loads of glass towers shaped like willies." Yeah. And everyone in London would just cry. And people were like, "Hello, can I get a frappuccino, please, with extra chicory?" No, we're no longer the capital of England. You can have a fucking instant coffee like everybody else.
Yeah.
Hello, I'd like to ride my green bicycle through the streets of Hampstead. Sorry, mate, you can have a Fred Flintstone car instead because we're not the capital. It would be brilliant.
Yeah.
Just giving it to somebody else.
But we don't even want it.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Speaking as a Londoner who would then be stripped of all these honours, we don't want it. We've had enough. Thanks. You're welcome to it, and get rid of all the people as well. All the people coming to visit. There's nothing to see.
No, can leave. You can leave them. That's what I'm saying. You can leave all them there. They're the ones that are keeping the economy.
Take them with you. Then they can go and look at the porcine palace. That's much more interesting.
We don't want tourists up here. We want them all down there.
Oh, you could call it fucking Ham Palace.
Very good.
Do you see?
I do.
Ham.
I do.
Ham
Sorry,
the only ill effect of moving London was you just get 8 million columns in the Guardian and the Telegraph. Losing my capital city status made me realise that organic farming was the way to go.
Yeah. I moved to Tamworth hoping for a better life, and it's just fucking full of pigs and cheap housing. Now I can't get back. Once you leave London, you'll never get back because that fucking house prices have gone up by 15,000 quid while you're on the cab to the station.
Visiting Tamworth. My mum went to Tamworth and all I got was this lousy pig.
Just out of interest, are these Tamworth pigs famous? I remember there was some story years ago. That's how I know.
The Tamworth 2.
The Tamworth 2. Are they famous because they're just lovely pigs, or they make for eating purposes, or for like stroking purposes? And aren't they cute and lovely?
No. Eating purposes. Tamworth pork sausages. What? Don't make that face. They're delicious.
I'm sure they are, but those poor little pigs, they were aren't they supposed to be like extra clever and stuff and really,
They stole a car.
Sorry, Tamworth 2 stole a car.
They hacked into the US Defense Network and pointed missiles at the farmer. Oh, no, wait, I think that's Chicken Run.
Animal Farm.
Farm. The original Animal Farm.
Yeah. Two legs good, emojis better. Fuck you, we're the pigs of Tamworth. Oi, 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 oink, oink, oink.
I just like the idea of the two pigs on the run, like Thelma and Louise, and they're just listening to the radio. It's like, the Tamworth 2 have escaped. It's like, we're famous. The pigs are famous for being delicious. What? I thought we're famous for having mad skills.
Yeah.
No, it's because you're delicious. I told you they were fattening us up for a reason. I thought it was because they liked us. No.
You've been listening to The Old Fools, a podcast by old fools, for old fools, and where are my trousers? And we're delighted this week to have Laura Shavin, legend Laura Shavin, back with us. Beautiful. Lovely. Thank you so much, Laura.
Thank you, Laura. You
My
were
pleasure.
brilliant.
Thank you.
We won't be back next week. In fact, next week is a week off because our producer Steve is putting together a hilarious compilation of some of the best bits of the season so far. So, yeah, until next time or death, we'll see you.
Bye.
Oh, don't forget to like us.
Oh, yeah. Say things about us on the internet.
Yeah, do that. Especially
Bye.
pork sausages. They're delicious.
Get it, go.